Do you think your dog trusts you no matter what? Most people do. They believe that feeding their dog, taking them outside, and showing them affection every day is enough to build a strong bond. But trust usually does not disappear in one dramatic moment. It fades slowly through small, repeated actions that many owners never notice. That is what makes this so sad. When a dog begins losing trust, they rarely show it in a way people immediately understand. They cannot explain that they feel uneasy, unsure, or no longer certain that you are the safest place in their world. Instead, they simply start to change. They come to you less often. They make less eye contact. They seem less excited when you call their name. And sometimes, what people label as stubbornness, bad behavior, or attitude is really just a dog that is quietly pulling their heart back. The hardest part is that many owners only notice when the damage is already deep. They notice when the dog avoids touch, stops listening, reacts defensively, or no longer seems happy when they walk into the room. But by then, the trust has often been weakening for a long time. One of the biggest mistakes is punishing your dog for things they do not truly understand. This happens all the time. You come home and find a chewed shoe, a mess on the carpet, or a trash can ripped open. You get upset. You call your dog over, point at the scene, and scold them because you believe they know what they did wrong. But in a dog's mind, it does not work that way. Dogs do not replay past actions the way people do. If the behavior happened even a short time earlier, many dogs can no longer connect that action with your punishment. What they understand is much simpler. Your voice is loud, your body is tense, your energy feels intimidating, and being near you does not feel safe right now. Many people see their dog lower their ears, duck their head, or back away, and think that means guilt. But very often, it is not guilt in the human sense. It is a calming response. Your dog is trying to reduce conflict. They are saying, "I do not want trouble. Please do not hurt me." If this pattern repeats, your dog starts learning something dangerous. They learn that you can be unpredictable. Sometimes you call them over for comfort. Other times you call them over for anger. Sometimes your presence feels warm. Other times it feels scary. That is when trust begins to crack. A dog who truly trusts you should feel safer when you approach. But when your presence keeps becoming linked to fear, hesitation starts replacing comfort. Your dog may still obey outwardly, but inside the sense of safety is no longer the same. Another common mistake is forcing your dog through fear instead of helping them work through it. Many owners confuse teaching with pushing. Some dogs are afraid of loud noises, strangers, car rides, baths, nail trims, vet visits, or being restrained too tightly. Instead of helping the dog adjust gradually, people often force the situation because they want it over quickly. They think the dog will just get used to it. They think repetition alone will solve it. They think there is no real reason for the fear, so the dog should stop reacting. But fear does not disappear just because a person decides it should. When a frightened dog is dragged into the bathroom, held down for a nail trim, or pushed into a situation that overwhelms them, they do not learn that the world is safe. They learn that their fear will be ignored. They learn that when they are scared, nobody stops, nobody protects them, and nobody helps them recover. That leaves a deep mark on trust. Trust is not built only through food play and time together. It is also built when your dog feels that you will not push them deeper into panic. It grows when your dog learns that if they are afraid, you will guide them patiently instead of overpowering them. Many dogs begin by avoiding the situation. Then they stiffen. Eventually some growl, resist, or snap. And at that point, people often label the dog difficult, rude, or aggressive. But sometimes that reaction is simply the final stage of being pushed too far for too long. When soft signals do not work, dogs are forced to use stronger ones. Every time you dismiss your dog's real fear, you send the message that their feelings do not matter. And nothing weakens trust faster than feeling unsafe and unprotected. A third mistake is being inconsistent in the way you treat your dog. A dog does not need a perfect owner, but they do need a predictable one. This is where many relationships start to weaken without anyone noticing. One day you allow your dog to jump on you because it feels cute. The next day you get annoyed by the exact same behavior. One day you laugh when they beg at the table. The next day you scold them for doing it again. Sometimes you say their name in a loving tone. Other times that same name comes with irritation, tension, or punishment. To people, these shifts may seem small. To a dog, they create confusion. Dogs learn through patterns. They watch your reactions to understand what is safe, what is allowed, and what is likely to happen next. When those patterns keep changing depending on your mood, your dog no longer knows which version of you they are about to meet. And when an animal cannot predict what comes next, their sense of security starts to fade. Some dogs respond by becoming more hesitant and withdrawn. Others become tense and overly alert because they are always trying to read the emotional weather around you. Some lose motivation to cooperate because trying to understand you never leads to consistency. Trust grows best in stability. When your dog knows that no always means no, they relax. When hearing their name does not signal danger, they relax. When your reactions are clear and predictable, their nervous system settles. And when a dog feels settled, real connection can grow. But if your behavior stays inconsistent for too long, your dog will not just feel confused. They will start staying cautious around the one person who should feel safest. Another deeply damaging mistake is ignoring your dog's quiet signals until the problem explodes. People often say, "It came out of nowhere." But in reality, dogs rarely go from trusting to reactive overnight. Before a growl or snap, there are usually many smaller signs that were missed, ignored, or misunderstood. A dog may turn their head away, lick their lips, yawn, stiffen, lower their ears, step back, avoid eye contact, avoid your hand, or simply leave the area. These are often subtle signs of discomfort, but many people keep hugging, touching, teasing, crowding, or allowing children to get too close because they assume the dog is friendly and harmless. What they do not realize is that ignoring these quiet messages is exactly what damages trust. Imagine trying to tell someone again and again that you are uncomfortable and they do not listen until you are forced to react strongly. That is what many dogs experience. When their soft signals are ignored repeatedly, they learn that calm communication does not work. So eventually, some dogs move to growling, air snapping, or warning bites. Then they get labeled as bad dogs, even though they may have been trying to communicate politely for a long time. A dog who trusts you feels that you understand their body language. They feel that you notice when they are tense. They feel that you respect their boundaries before they have to defend them. But when those boundaries keep getting crossed, your dog begins to believe that being around you means managing their own safety. And the moment a dog feels they must protect themselves from their owner, trust has already been deeply damaged. Another mistake that wears down trust is only reaching out to your dog when you want something. Many owners mostly call their dog over to put on the leash, wipe their paws, give medicine, stop barking, go into the crate, move away from something, or follow a command. None of those things are wrong by themselves, but if most of your attention only appears when you want compliance, your dog may start associating your presence with pressure instead of connection. Trust is not built through constant correction. It is built through simple, positive moments. Sitting near your dog without asking anything, petting them when they choose to come to you, playing in a way they truly enjoy, noticing their mood, saying their name and following it with something good. Creating moments where they feel seen instead of managed. A dog who feels respected will approach more willingly. Their body softens around you. Their eyes look calmer. They cooperate not only because they fear consequences, but because being near you feels safe. But if every interaction revolves around control, correction, or demands, a quiet distance begins to grow. And that distance is dangerous because it is easy to miss. Your dog may still eat normally. They may still respond to familiar commands. They may still wag their tail in certain moments. On the surface, everything may look fine, but the deeper trust that allows a dog to fully open their heart may be fading little by little. That is why so many owners say their dog still behaves well, but no longer feels as connected as before. A dog's trust is not measured by perfect obedience. It is measured by how safe they feel with you. It is measured by whether they move toward you when they are stressed or away from you. It is measured by whether their eyes look soft or guarded when you approach. So if you want a dog who truly trusts you, start with the small things. Do not punish what they do not understand. Do not force them through fear. Do not change the rules based on your emotions. Do not ignore their quiet signals. And do not only seek them out when you want control. Because for dogs, trust is not built through power. It is built through stability, patience, understanding, and safety. And when a dog truly trusts you, it shows in a beautiful way. They look at you like a place they can return to, a place they can rely on, a place where no matter how confusing or overwhelming the world becomes, they still know that with you, they are safe. In the end, every small action you take answers a question your dog quietly carries in their heart. Can I safely trust this person?